I'm Ken. I'm going to show you how to set up a Prime controller. It has a touchscreen interface, really easy to use. This is segment 1, so we're going to go over general settings. The other segments we will go over setting up your machines and your wash packages. So let's get started. General settings. You have to set this up first before you do your machine setup or your wash packages setup. This is to give the system the parameters of your tunnel. And down here it says 1 pulse equals 1 foot. That's basically 1 pulse equals 1 foot of movement on your conveyor. And if you have more magnets and you're creating more pulses per foot, you can always adjust it and change it here. There's nothing more than a note so that if you make equipment movement or changes or anything like that, and you need to come back here and adjust your machines, you got the note to remember how many feet of movement you get per pulse. So now here is your max tunnel length in pulses. This is set for 120 pulses. So basically what that's saying is it's a 120 foot tunnel because you're getting 1 pulse per foot of movement. So you want to set that up. Then this is your roller up in pulses. So if you're using pulse counts to pop your rollers, this one is set for 7. You can adjust it to whatever you like, but we'll leave that at 7. And if you have like a 3 foot spacing between your rollers, 7 is a good pulse count. Gives you an extra one. I mean, you could go with 6, but you know, as you tighten up your chain over time, that does change up for popping rollers. The next one is minimum car length. This is how many pulses are required to turn the equipment on and recognize it's a car. I would set this one to 2, and what that does by going on 2 pulses, if somebody's prepping a car and walks in front of the eye for 1 pulse, it's not going to turn the equipment on and recognize it as a car. So if you do it for 2 pulses, then it's confirming, yes, that's a car, it's been in there for 2 pulses. And this here is your max pulse count for car length. That one's set to 50. Let's change it to 60. And what that does is, let's say you wash limousines. The max length, which kind of would be crazy, that would be a 60-foot limousine, but it's in pulses, and like I said, it goes back to the 1 pulse equals 1 foot of movement. Let's say realistically, let's take that to 30 pulses, and that makes it now the longest limo you can put in, or longest vehicle you can put in, is 30 pulses long. What that does is it also eliminates somebody putting something in front of the eye or the head switch and making an infinite length car and just continue pushing cars through. So there is an end point of how long a car can be. And this here is your rear bumper length. That one's set to 2. We'll keep that the same. Then this one here is your hydraulics timeout. Now this is in seconds. So right now it's set for 60, which is 1 minute. What that it does, it serves 2 purposes. One, if somebody were to walk up, turn the tunnel equipment on, and no action happens, car does not go through, the system will shut itself down in 60 seconds or 1 minute. But it also works when the last car leaves the tunnel. So if there is no car in the tunnel or nothing happening, that is the last car, the tunnel will shut itself down in 60 seconds. And this one here is the warning horn. You can adjust that to however long you want the horn to sound for. This is 4 seconds. You know, we could bring it down to 3 seconds. So the warning horn will sound for 3 seconds, then the equipment will start. It should be ample amount of time for somebody to get out of the way. And then this one here is your auto pulse. Auto pulse is a feature that allows you to generate simulated pulses. For example, if your pulse kit is bad, is not sending pulses to the controller, you can then do an auto pulse and it will simulate it. And you would go here to adjust it based on the speed of your conveyor and to get things to turn on and off as close as possible to when they're supposed to. So, you know, I could set this, let's just go back down to 1. So that'll be 1 pulse a second. And this here is your wet down. That's a feature that when that's selected from the terminal will turn on your equipment to wet the cloth down. And this is set for 60 seconds, which I think is ample amount of time, 1 minute to run all your rinse water to re-wet the cloth. That's good if you've been shut down for a couple days and you want to get the cloth re-wet before you start washing cars or sending cars through. And that is your general settings.